Thanks for inviting us in. It's now 6 o'clock and we begin tonight with new developments in the Delphi murders trial. Today was day 7 and a ballistics expert took the witness stand to talk about the bullet that was discovered at the crime scene and how this bullet is linked to the suspect Richard Allen. He's on trial, of course, for the murders of these two girls, Libby German and Abby Williams, more than 7 years ago. Our senior investigative reporter Bob Siegel was in court all day, and Bob joins us live from Carroll County. Bob?
Hey, Scott. Today, jurors heard about evidence that the state says places Richard Allen at the scene of the murders. This is the woman who testified for more than 7 hours today. Melissa Oberg, the woman you see on the left, she used to be a firearms examiner for Indiana State Police. She was on the witness stand all day explaining how she tested a bullet cartridge that investigators found at the crime scene between Abby and Libby's bodies. Oberg also told the jury how she tested a gun that police found in Allen's house while executing a search warrant. Today, the state tied those two things together. Oberg told jurors how she compared the unfired bullet cartridge at the crime scene with 4 test bullets that she fired through Allen's gun in the lab. And using a powerful microscope to inspect markings on the ammunition, she concluded the bullet at the crime scene did cycle through Allen's gun. The latest evidence and testimony is the state's way to directly place Richard Allen at the murder scene. And while the ballistics evidence may be compelling, the defense team tried to undercut the credibility of that evidence. During cross-examination, attorney Brad Rosie told the jury that the analysis conducted by the state is considered controversial. He also highlighted that the state's analysis was based on a bullet at the crime scene that was not fired, while the test bullets in the lab were fired. And he got Oberg to admit that her analysis and conclusions presented to the jury are subjective. I wasn't the only one in court today. Emily Longnecker, again, as you have been every day of the trial, in court as well. And how do you think, Emily, the jury responded to this really dense and complicated testimony?
I mean, it was dense, it was long. Some of the jurors were, as you saw, taking notes, and some weren't. At the end of the day after you left, the jury had 13 questions that they had for this witness. The one that stuck out the most, they wanted to know if the cartridge at the crime scene, if it had been compared, if the expert could tell it had come from the same lot as that bullet that they found in that keepsake box in Richard Allen's home. So that is one of the 13 questions they asked. They had a lot of others, but that was the one that stuck out the most.
And there was a surprise in the courtroom today when we came back from lunch. Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah, there was one juror missing, a man, an alternate. We asked Judge Gall about that after the jury had left the courtroom, after everything was done, and all she would tell us is that he had a family emergency.
So we had 15 jurors this afternoon instead of 16. We will be back in court again tomorrow. This trial is expected to last about a month, but that includes sessions on Saturdays, so we'll have more coverage for you tomorrow as the trial here in Delphi continues. We're live in Delphi. Scott, back to you.
Bob Siegel and Emily Longnecker are doing a great job telling us what happened in court. Every weeknight, we're taking an in-depth look at the testimony in our Delphi Debrief. You can catch that show Monday through Friday at 10 p.m. over on WTHR+. WTHR+ is our streaming station, and you can find that on our streaming app on Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, and Roku. An Indianapolis man tonight is accused of murdering most of his family and now is found guilty on 6 murder charges. A trial for Raymond Childs III started Monday. Childs shot 6 people in a home on the east side back in 2021, including his parents, his sister, his brother's girlfriend, and her unborn son. His sentencing is set for January 7th. Tonight at 6, new developments in that drive-by shooting that left a man dead in his home on the east side of Indianapolis. Tonight, IMPD is telling us that a 3rd person has now been arrested in connection to that shooting that killed Adam Hart. Our Karen Campbell talked with the victim's mom today about this latest arrest.
On Thursday, IMPD arrested a third suspect, 19-year-old Joaquin Harmon Segura, in connection to the murder of Adam Hart back on March 28th. Hart's mom, Rebecca Rausch, is relieved the final suspect has been caught, but says it's far from closure.
There's nothing worse than just sitting around waiting on justice for your loved one, pounding the floor, even waiting on this last one. You know, there was still that anxiety going on.
Police believe a car full of teens drove by and shot up the house because they thought a man lived there who allegedly raped one of their friends. However, their intended target no longer lived at that home. Investigators found more than 30 bullet holes in the house. While grateful for the arrests, Rausch feels for the families still waiting for justice.
My heart goes out to the ones that still need it, because we all do. It seems like it closes it, but it just starts it all up again.
And the pain of losing her son only deepened. Karen Campbell, 13 News.
The Marion County prosecutor will determine if any charges will be filed against that third suspect. Tonight, IMPD has announced that they've arrested a 33-year-old suspect in an alleged intentional hit and run on the west side of Indy. Tonight, we know that 40-year-old Perry Banks was killed in that crash over the weekend. It happened around 12:30 Saturday morning on Morris Street near West Washington and I-465. Tonight, we're still working to learn if charges have been filed. Angela?
Scott, today started with a little rain and a few rumbles of thunder. Radar is clear right now, so if you do have outdoor Friday evening plans, the clouds are going to stick around and temperatures are going to start to drop. We're already down to 65 at Morris Reservoir, 68 Carmel, hanging on to 71 in downtown Indianapolis, but 62 in Tipton right now. Headed to a high school football game, definitely take the jacket and the sweatshirt, or either or. Temperatures will fall through the 60s, and by the fourth quarter, under cloudy skies, be in the upper 50s. Ball State homecoming is tomorrow. It's a 3:30 kickoff. Sunshine in that weekend forecast. Kickoff temperature near 60.
Angela, thanks so much. A week from today, Taylor Swift will hit the stage at Lucas Oil Stadium, and the city of Indianapolis has spent a pretty penny to decorate the town. Marina Silva joins me in studio tonight to talk about how much it's costing and what they've done.
It's almost here. We're a week away, and so many people are excited,
Right.
Scott. They're so excited to see Taylor Swift in concert. Now, it's estimated that 81% of these ticket holders are actually coming from outside the state of Indiana. So it looks like there will be 200,000 people in the city all here for Taylor Swift. So obviously going to be busy. Indianapolis is transforming into a Swiftie city after spending thousands of dollars.
We have invested a healthy 6 figures as a city into the decor portion of what you see.
IMPD is also planning to have a lot of police officer presence. They have it considered a canceled day off, meaning nobody will be off. All officers are working. And Scott, just for fun, officers will be having friendship bracelets, and they're encouraging you guys to go up, trade bracelets with them. Anybody who knows the whole Taylor Swift experience, the friendship making bracelets. So go trade friendship bracelets with IMPD.
So the officers getting in the spirit of the
Yes,
Eras
they
Tour.
are, and some of them very big Swiftie fans as well, as we're told.
Very good, Marina. Thanks so much. Well, whether you have a ticket for the concerts or not, fans are going to have plenty of chances to buy Eras Tour merchandise. Sales are taking place next Wednesday through Saturday at the Convention Center. Go to Exhibit Hall K. Booths will be open from 8 o'clock at night all 4 nights. On Sunday, sales will only be available inside of Lucas Oil Stadium. And Indianapolis definitely going big on Taylor Swift events between now and next weekend. You can find the complete list of what's being planned and everything else you need to know before the Eras Tour arrives in our city. Just go to WTHR.com/SceneOn13. Still ahead on this Friday night, Aging in Place. This is a way to keep seniors in the homes they love and out of nursing homes. We'll explain how one woman's effort to do just that is inspiring others to help. Plus, a man tonight accused of pretending to be a Brownsburg police officer, and it's not his first time. How investigators tracked down a fake cop. And as promised, southbound I-65 will soon reopen in downtown Indy when you can begin using those lanes again. We'll talk about that next.